everyone, how is your day today? 'Cause my day was great. The other day I was thinking, Anthony, what should be this Wednesday's video? Then I thought, I have not done a storytime video. So guess what? Today's video is going to be a storytime video. Once upon a time, not long ago, about 2 years, no, actually long ago. 4 years, about 4 years ago. Okay, you guys, I'm just gonna be completely honest, like I'm not lying to you. Around 3 or 4 years ago, I had 4 open holes in my leg. Okay, so let's turn back time to when I lived in Houston, my hometown. When I lived in Houston, I lived in a neighborhood called the Heights. I don't even know why it was called the Heights. It was just called the Heights. And it had a lot of streets, and it was a pretty big neighborhood, so it had a lot of houses. But it had a lot of streets and a lot of houses. So me and my dad always used to go bike riding on all of those streets. Okay, so I think it was on a weekend because I do not remember actually going to school the next day. But I think it was on a weekend. So me and my dad are in the garage, we're getting out my bike, and let me just say, I was so proud of myself because I had just learned how to ride a bike with no training wheels. And I know it was probably like a pretty old age for me to like learn how to do that. But hey, don't judge, okay? I was really proud of myself, I just want to say that. Okay, so me and my dad just got on our bikes and left the house. So usually the route we go is we usually go straight from our house. We usually go straight on our street, and then there's another street that's like an intersection. We go left on that street, and then there's another like really long street. So we go on that street, and then there's another intersection over here, and we go on that street, and then we go back down, and look at that, we end up back at our house. We're currently about to cross that intersection. We go up, all the way down that street. We come back, and then we come down. We're just having a fun time. We're just riding our bikes. We're like, woohoo! So fun riding our bikes. So we go down, and there at that point on the same street, we're about to get home in like 2 minutes too. But actually no, not even, no, was it 2? No, it was like 10 minutes. So we're about to get home in like 7 to 10 minutes, I believe. So we're right there, and then all of a sudden this lady came out with dogs. And I was just riding my bike on the sidewalk, and my dad was riding his bike in the street. So he was riding his bike on the street over here while I'm over here, and then the dogs are right here. So I try to pass him up. All of a sudden, the dog literally bites my leg. Okay, so let's say this is my leg and this is the dog. I'm not talking about, no, I'm talking about, that dog has such a good grip of my leg, like it would not let go. So what I did is I just started screaming out, crying. I was like, I don't remember what kind of, I think it was like a Chihuahua. It was a really small dog, I know that. Okay, so after that dog already had put its teeth inside my skin, my dad and the owner, like the dog's owner has started acting quickly. So they came over and they started pulling the dog off, and my leg was bleeding a lot. So then the owner was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, it was an accident, that didn't mean to happen, I'm sorry. Because her dog wasn't on the leash, so it's kind of her fault because her dog wasn't on the leash. But she said she's sorry, and my dad was more worried about me going to the hospital because we didn't know if it had rabies or not. We didn't want to ask the owner. Like, I don't know. I don't know. So after that, we're still 7 to 10 minutes away from home. So my dad tries to call anyone to see if they can come pick us up, to see if anyone is close by, so that way I don't have to ride home with my bleeding leg. But then my dad finally told me, Anthony, there's no one that's close by that can pick us up. Can you ride home? Because we're going to have to. So I was like, I guess I'm gonna have to, but I'll try my best. So we rode all the way home. It was 7-10 minutes later. My leg was still bleeding, so we got home, and I remember I went to the restroom, and my dad started pouring warm water over it, I think. Yeah, warm water. So my dad finally told me, Anthony, go put your shoes on, we're going to the hospital. That's when I started bursting out crying, because I didn't like needles, and I already knew that needles were going to like go inside of my skin because the cut was really big and it just kept bleeding, and there was no way it could be stopped unless it was like fixed or repaired with stitches. So I was like, So I kept screaming, I don't want to go to the hospital, I don't want to go to the hospital, I don't want to go. But my dad was like, we're going to the hospital. So I put on my shoes, we got in the car, and we went to the hospital. So when me and my dad went to the hospital, we went to the emergency room. We went into the waiting room for a little bit, I believe. I don't know why it was the waiting room when it's supposed to be an emergency room, but we went into the waiting room, and then we finally got a doctor, and the doctor told me to go in the room. He looked at it, he's like, you're gonna need stitches. So I was like, no. So 5 minutes later, the doctors walk in. Yeah, doctors. There was more than one doctor. I believe there was like 3 or 4. But one walked in. The first one walked in with a large needle. This, like, no joke. The needle was literally like this long. I started, I literally screamed. And then here comes all the other doctors with all the other supplies. And also keep in mind, I'm scared of needles, so it's actually not a good thing for doctors come in with a long freaking foot-inch needle, and the other doctors come in with more for the stitches. So again, I'm still over there screaming, crying, So then my dad starts holding me down so that way they could actually put the stitches in my leg, and then on the other side the doctor is holding my leg down so he could put the shot in. I'm still screaming, crying, like I'm like, no, like don't put the shot inside of my skin. But then the doctor's about to put the needle in, and bam, he puts the needle in, and I just start screaming, bursting, crying even more louder than I ever had before. And then tell me why, how you guys know how my dad's holding me down on the other side, or like on my shoulders. Tell me why he passes out. He literally just passes out, like. So while he's over there passed out, I'm over here still screaming, crying, while they're still putting needles inside of my skin, and like it hurt so bad because it lasted for like 2 minutes straight. But then once it was over, like that sigh of relief. Then after it's all done, like after everything's over, like after 2 minutes, my dad decides to wake up and he's like, oh wow, I passed out, like it's already over. And I was like, yeah. Then I was like, actually don't feel good. So I didn't feel good, like I wasn't in the mood anymore. Cause like I just got needles, like I just got like, I don't know what, how many, like 50 to 100 needles, and like, just no, I don't know if I'm over exaggerating, but I was like, you know what, I just want to go home, I want to go to sleep. So that's exactly what I did. After that, we just went home, we went to sleep, and that's how the night ended. And okay, you guys, that is it for story time. I hope you guys enjoyed this first story time that I like try to do for you guys. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Also, please subscribe if you have not already. I make videos every Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I hope you are all having a great day. Don't be ordinary, don't let people judge you, and I will see you guys again this Friday for a Q&A. Bye!